Hello and welcome to yet another video, and in this video it is something different and also quite special because I'll be taking you guys out on a photo shoot, and here's my model. Yeah, so it's gonna be quite fun, and right now it's actually golden hour. I was expecting it to be like a more contrasty kind of scenery, but it's a bit misty this morning, and this is our location. And yeah, we're gonna start with some wide angle first and then work into like a tighter focal length, like 50 or 85. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So for the first location, we actually decided to pick a really creamy nude neutral color to go with the scene, simply because we never really know what the weather would turn out to be. And originally when we were planning this shoot, we expected the golden hour to have this really strong golden hour glow light, but when we turned up to the location, it turned out to be really misty. So picking this color was also a really good choice. Alrighty, for the first shot. Oh, I missed it. Two seagulls like perfectly flew behind you. All right, so just looking from the bottom up. Yeah, that's really nice. It's pretty cool. Do you want to see some of the samples so you know roughly?
To see what it's looking like.
So not only that it's important to discuss, you know, what you're looking for from the scene to the model so they know what they would be posing for, but it's also good to actually show some pictures of the location, but also show some pictures with them in the location, and they know what, you know, they're looking for and how they can pose better, things like that. And literally after a few shots, I decided to actually also change the lens. I really only wanted the leading line from the ultra wide angle, the 16 to 35 millimeter lens, but then I quickly changed to the 35 millimeter, and later I will also try to get tighter and tighter just to focus more on the model as well. Yeah, the leading line. Right now it's only down to about your knee. Yeah. Wait, could you just do the pose that you just did again with that? No, it's okay, it's okay. Don't worry, that was also my fault. Now let me just go a bit tighter on you. So of course the 16 to 35 millimeter lens already has the 35 millimeter focal length in the range, but with this 35 millimeter lens I was hoping to get more of a separation between the background and the subject. So I was aiming to shoot between f1.4, f1.6, f1.8, and also since I already got that linear perspective that I wanted with the ultra wide angle focal length, I decided to just close-ups and a little bit of blurry background will probably help more in this case, and it will also just give me a different look. Actually, could you do the other pose again where you were looking that way? Just your face. Yeah. Nice. Oh yeah.
I'm so not used to posing with clothes on. I'm really like, it's new for me. I usually never get booked for clothes shoots.
Oh,
yeah,
whoa.
it's crazy. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's kind of nice with the stair, like this as well.
That's really nice.
And like you have a really nice hair color, and yeah, also really nice eye color. It's definitely good to compliment your model every once in a while so that she feels more comfortable during the shoot, and also don't feel hesitated to actually instruct your model to redo certain poses or to look in a different direction, because after all your model don't really see exactly what you are actually framing, so it's also good to, you know, not make your model feel a little bit lost. So just give your model a little bit of instructions every now and then, and also a little compliment so you're creating, you know, a nice shooting environment, and also your model won't really feel lost, and also your model will feel like what they're doing is along the way of what you really want. So yeah, that's good. Because sometimes it can be a bit painful, I know. So now that the light is actually getting a bit brighter, I know you can't really see it well on the video, but we decided to actually go to a different spot, which is actually nearby, and to my surprise, we actually found a hidden corner, and it proved to actually be a much better spot to photograph than what I originally planned. Maybe you can do something with the yellow, how do we have to walk around it? Is it actually open? Sometimes they close. Oh, it's open, right? Yeah. Yeah. So even during the shoot, I really highly recommend exploring the area, even though you know the area very well, but maybe due to the certain lighting or certain condition of the environment, it might be actually better to photograph elsewhere as well within the area. So for this location, we actually decided to change the outfit, but the color remains neutral, much like the previous location. The color is also very similar. And for this location, we also decided to actually not go with any shoes, so just barefoot for the model. And it will be interesting to see how it goes, simply because this was actually not a planned location, unlike the previous location. So I'm not sure how the color would look like at the end, but I will also be using different focal length here. I'll try to incorporate more focal length like the 85 1.2, but most likely shooting at f1.4 or f1.6 because it's a little bit unpredictable with the wind. So yeah, let's see. Cool, yeah. Actually a tiny bit down, just one step down. Yeah. All right. Right now it's a bit of full body. Nice. Let me just go a bit tighter now. This is really nice. So in a normal environment, I actually wouldn't recommend you guys to actually change your lenses or switch your gears like how I'm doing right now. It's just that I was photographing in the early morning and there was barely anyone around, and I really wanted to capture that light. But obviously in normal circumstances, please don't leave your gear like that, because anyone can just come up and steal your gear really quickly, especially if they have a car and don't mind driving up to the walkway and just, you know, grab and suddenly go. So yeah, always be sure to actually keep your gear safe. Whoops. It's really nice. Could you like do a pose but also like lean against one of the poles maybe? Yeah. Whether your model is an amateur, a professional, or a total beginner, a good tip is actually to start with a sitting pose. I know I didn't start with a sitting pose, but a sitting pose is always really good to relax a lot of muscle. It gives your model something to do and more attention to their hands and other gesture, because if they're standing, a lot of times they can also just start to, you know, run out of poses, or what else can they do? If they're sitting, then they can just really focus on other things, improvise more on their hands and other gestures, and it's like, and sitting on its own is already like a nice pose that they can just build up on. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good tip. It's something that I've been using for a little while now, and it worked pretty great. So yeah. So as mentioned earlier, the weather was actually pretty cold, and I actually decided to change to a wider angle because I wanted to shoot against the building, and just to get that, you know, linear perspective again, leading lines into the model, and also a really nice yellow frame in the back together with the bottom part of the skyscraper. And that actually allowed the model to actually go back and wear her coat because the weather was actually cold. So yeah. So yeah, I actually mounted the 35mm f1.4 back, but again shooting at f1.4, f1.6, around that area, so yeah. Just like walk downwards, it's okay. Oh yeah, that's nice. really nice. Let me do a bit of close-up of that pose. Yeah. I was thinking if it would be okay if you would stand over here, and then maybe I'll just get a little bit of the bridge, if I can, if it's wide enough. Oh. This is when I need the screen. Yeah. So in this case, given the angle that I wanted to photograph the model from, and also the space that I have between her and I, it's a little bit tricky, and I had to use my articulating screen, but it also proved to be a little bit of a challenge, simply because as much as the articulating screen is very useful in this kind of situation, it's also kind of hard to judge the horizon line, whether it's actually level or not, but it's also something that's quite fixable in post, yeah, assuming that you also leave enough negative space around your subject that you can actually kind of crop zoom in so that you can adjust the leveling. So yeah. Otherwise, this was it for this location. Thank you very, very much for watching. This is actually my very first photo shoot vlog, and I know I have a lot to improve, and I will do my best to actually improve on my next content. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you need a free photography guidebook, the link is down in the description below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, have fun shooting. Bye for now. Yeah, let me go a bit closer. Yeah. It's really nice. Do you want to see the images? Oh, oh.